love to try them on. 8:33, COW97. Good morning.
38 for the high today with mostly cloudy skies. 36 right now.
In studio guest Jack Taylor is in the house. The guy who has just built Wisconsin's tallest snowman has come in from the fields to join us here in the studio this morning. Good morning, Jack. How are you?
Hey, morning. Good. How are you?
Well, welcome in. Welcome to COW97. And, man, this has been a pretty big thing, especially on social media. People have been seeing it. Wisconsin's tallest snowman that you built. What day did you build it on?
We built it over a couple days, so it probably took 3-4 days of some hard labor, but we also had some heavy equipment that did a lot of the work for us.
All I envision, all I've thought about is Jack Taylor laying in bed and hearing, if you build it, they will come. And then his eyes popping open and going, I've got to build the Wisconsin's tallest snowman. How did this get off the ground? Where did this idea come from?
Yeah, when people were coming to see the snowman over the past couple of days, people were asking that. Hey, where did you get this stinking idea? And my dad kept telling him, well, my son Jack, he went off his medication for a couple of days, and so everyone thinks I'm crazy, which maybe I am a little bit. The idea came last year, but we didn't get any snow. Mm-hmm. I was just waiting, and then this year, just so happened to be, we got a record snowfall. So that was the light in the sky. That was God telling me, hey, Jack, let's do this thing.
If you build it, they will come.
And they did. Yeah, no kidding. No joke.
But here's the thing. If you're going to build Wisconsin's tallest snowman, like if Ben and I were to go out and do it, we would mess it up and it would fail.
But it wouldn't look like a snowman.
Because there's a little bit of engineering and planning that you had to do to, make this thing have structure, right? I mean, you couldn't just start piling snow up.
Right. Yeah, there's some brains behind the project.
Well, where does that come into play? I mean, did you just think that way? Because we would have been like, well, let's make a big pile, and then we'll try to carve it out or something, and that would have been the wrong way to approach it. You approached it the right way.
Yeah, and I think you could build a snowman probably 15, maybe even 20 feet tall with ladders, buckets, a bunch of kids, but we wanted to break the record. And I don't know what the record was. Yeah. There was no official record. So I went on Google for probably an hour or two and just Googled tall snowman in Wisconsin, giant snowman in Wisconsin. And there was nothing that was 40 feet. And so my goal was, hey, I'm going to build it and I'm going to claim it. No one else has claimed it. I might be the only one to have claimed it, whether that's smart or just stupid on my part. But I claimed it, and so we have it, at least for now.
And I noticed, too, that, when you look at the snowman, and it's how tall?
40 feet.
40 feet tall, that the buttons, are those tires?
Yeah, they're car tires.
So you got the buttons and the nose. This couldn't be just the carrot in the charcoal from the garage.
Correct.
You had to come up with some ideas for that too that were, they look maybe normal size on the video, but you're talking about tires, and what's the nose made?
Yeah, we had a construction cone for the nose. For the eyes, we had 5-gallon bucket lids. And for the scarf, we had a big scarf on it, too. We went to our local Walmart in Black River Falls, and we bought a roll of felt, and we put it up on the table. She said, how many yards do you want? Because it's a really, really big roll. And we said, can we take the whole thing? And she looked at us, and we bought the whole thing. So it's probably $100 worth of felt on the thing, but it worked out really well.
So your parents have a farm, and you did this out there. Yep. This is where you built the thing.
Correct.
And so your dad obviously had a lot of the heavy machinery that was needed to do this. How did it take some convincing to get him involved?
Oh, yeah. It took, it was like pulling his teeth. But once I was out there working on the stupid thing, it was right across the road. He could see me from the window. And so he couldn't just see me out there struggling on this thing. And yeah, I couldn't have done it without his help. I couldn't have done it without some of my family, my brother-in-law, Troy Rave. And we have some farming neighbors. And their equipment, they have really big farming equipment. So we used an end loader, which is like a plow to move the snow. And we had a corn elevator. That's how we got it so high. That usually you put hay bales on it or corn to get it up in a big structure like a barn.
I mean, just to think of all these different things. I mean, that would never occur to me.
And I think back to the movie. What was the movie?
Field of Dreams?
Field of Dreams, where the neighbors are driving by and they're going, what is he doing now? He's lost his mind again. I mean...
I felt that way.
Here's the cool thing that I thought about, because you did a video, too, of people coming. I mean, people came from all over to see this thing.
It was awesome hearing their stories. The first day, a lot of retired people came because, of course, everyone had to work. And that was the beautiful thing, too. I'm self-employed. And so I was able to, talk to my boss, and he let me off.
Yeah, good call, right?
But there were a lot of people there were people from Madison that drove all the way to Black River Falls to see the snowman. I mean, 2 hours. People from Minnesota, it was nuts.
Here's the thing I think about, too, when I was watching that video with everybody that came out to see it. Obviously, all age demographics are going to fit into this category, but especially those kids that are from age 5 to 15, it'll be a forever memory. Remember the year that Jack Taylor and his crew built that snowman?
Our 5-year-old, every day I've picked her up the last couple of days since we went out there and looked at it. She's asked me if we could go see it again.
It'll be a forever memory for some people.
Incredible.
Man, well, we want to talk to you some more about exactly how you brought the whole thing to life and how it came to be. Jack Taylor's in studio with us. You can see a picture and a video over on our Facebook page this morning. Wisconsin's tallest snowman, over 40 feet. It's unbelievable. And we'll find out some more behind-the-scenes stuff into this project on the way. Plus, Travis Denning, too. COW97, good morning. Man, you got to see it. A lot of people did. A lot of people came out and saw it. I mean, it was if you build it, they will come sort of mentality. But then all of a sudden, people started arriving to check this thing out. That had to have been a little like holy cow.
Yeah, and I was, I mean, of course, you never know what the response is going to be. I knew some people would show up, but what I didn't expect is, it's cool, but it brought so many smiles. I know this is cliche, but so many people were laughing and smiling at this thing that it brought so many people joy, both young kids and even like 60, 70, 80-year-olds would come out and stay in their car and look at it, and the smiles were just incredible.
So you mentioned earlier that you kind of had got this brainstorm for this thing last year.
That's right.
And we didn't really have enough snow to be able to pull it off. And then finally, you were graced with all kinds of snow. But what was there any certain one event where that made you think to do this, or what was the catalyst that kind of made you have this idea?
Yeah, I think since I do videos for my job, but I also run a local video blog out of Black River Falls. And so when I see other people doing videos or see things on the internet, I am always constantly in my head, can I do this in Black River Falls to promote Black River Falls because my goal behind this snowman isn't, hey, look at me, look at Jack Taylor. It's really, hey, Black River Falls is now the home of Wisconsin's tallest snowman ever. Mm-hmm. And to see the pride in the community and how they came together to look at this thing, and a lot of people posting on social media saying, we're so proud of this. BRF proud. Yeah. That's why I do it. So I kind of filter all video ideas through the Black River Falls lens to see if I could do it. And I thought it would be a good idea. And I think the response has been exactly what I wanted it to be.
Yeah, so what drives you, or what has driven you to highlight the community you grew up in, that you've, you lived elsewhere for a while and went to college and stuff and came back. What made you want to be the guy that really highlights that city? Yeah,
I think probably similar to most local small towns here in western Wisconsin, a lot of the times you grow up and you're just ready to get out. You grow up, hey, I can't wait to get out of here. Yeah. And that's what I did. I went to college. I played basketball. But afterwards, for some reason, I wanted to come back. Our family, my wife and I, our families are from Black River Falls. And I was just really grateful because Black River Falls produced who I am. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to come back and give back to the community, and which is a little bit different. A lot of people want to get out and do big things. And I thought, why can't I move back and still do big things? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the driving force behind what I'm doing.
Sometimes you go out and you see other places in the world, in the country, whatever, and you go, oh, it is pretty cool where I came from. And you've been highlighting, because you do a vlog, right? So this snowman video is really one in a series of vlogs that you've done. I mean, we've seen ones with law enforcement and veterans and local businesses. I mean, this has been an ongoing thing for you. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So far, I'm 40 episodes in.
Oh,
and
wow.
Really, this is what started me to be able to start my own business. I started the Black River Falls video blog, and probably after 20, 25 episodes, after researching and getting good at video, because that was the driving force behind it, I started to get clients to come in and say, hey, we'll pay you to do this, we'll pay you to do that. And eventually I started making more doing videos than I did at my 9 to 5. Yeah. So I quit, and now it gives me the time to do more local video blogs. And I just started a podcast as well. And so I'm bringing in local community leaders to come in and hear their stories. And so I think I'm in a really cool spot, and I think a lot of the local community is appreciating what I'm doing.
Yeah, Taylor Media is the name of the company, too. You can find them on Facebook, and you do a bunch of different things through that company, right? Different services for people?
Yeah, I do weddings. I've shot some commercials, and right now we're just in a really cool spot where I probably have too much work than I can handle. Yeah. So it's at a point where I can get to pick and choose what I want to do, and that's really fun for me.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people, because I think this gets outside of that, the pinpoint Black River Falls community, and people in, outlying communities are seeing this too. And there's not really anything quite like it around here. You know what I mean?
No.
It's definitely something very unique, and I think a pretty cool model that I think a lot of people will be maybe looking at for their towns too.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if anyone loves doing video or loves their hometown, it only took me 2 years to get to this point. I mean, it's a lot of hard work. It really is. But I mean, there's no reason why anyone from any small town can't do what I'm doing. And I'm at a really cool point, too, because I think a lot of the local community is appreciative of it, but now we're getting to a point where I think we could bring in tourists to our area. I'm working with the local Chamber of Commerce to do maybe some Explore Jackson County video series that can bring in business, that can bring in, like, on a big scale, do a lot of good for Black River Falls.
Absolutely. And you know, Ben, you live in that area too, and you've said there's been a pride elevation in the pride factor. And,
there really has.
A little bit of a rejuvenation and bounce in everybody's step based on some of these events.
For sure, yeah. I mean, you see the things that Jack's doing, and it's, you know, very far-reaching. And the age of social media is really putting a spotlight on a lot of things, and you're able to get it out to the people instantly, basically. And yeah, it is. It's cool to see those things in your own community, in your own area, and be like, hey, I'm from there. You know, that's me. That's us. That's people I know. You know.
Yeah, and I agree, and I think that's where it starts. If you want change, if you want to make your community a better place, if you want to change the world. And my world is Black River Falls, so I'm trying to change it. It kind of starts with that morale. It starts with how you think about where you live. And so often we don't love where we live. So I'm trying to, hopefully it's contagious that, hey, this is my city. I'm going to love this city. And hopefully that's contagious.
Yeah, if people didn't know, there's some special things going on sometimes in the towns that you live in. Talking to Jack Taylor from Taylor Media, who erected Wisconsin's largest snowman. 40 feet, you said?
That's right.
Man, and you could see the video, and a lot of people went out and saw it in person. Before we let you go, Jack, how many hours went into that project, do you think? It
was probably 4 or 5 days.
Oh, no kidding.
It was long days, and I had help, too. I had, you know, some friends, Tom Epps, Joe Backus. We had a lot of help.
Yep.
And I actually hope someone breaks this so that we can come back and redeem our record again, because Black River Falls, for the rest of my life, is going to be the home to this record.
Right?
Yeah, that's a competitive spirit there. I would urge people, too, that go and check out the video on the Taylor Media page on Facebook or our COW97 page. We have it, too. To go back and look at some of the other videos that Jack's done, too, because you've really done some incredible stuff. Some of the interviews, I recall one, was it an Oktoberfest celebration where you're interviewing people and asking them some silly questions?
Yeah, I've done a couple of those where you just put a microphone in front of their face, a camera in front of their face, and people just don't know how to answer questions. And I make them look a little bit silly.
Sure.
Yes, it's all in good fun, of course. But yeah, I'd encourage you to check those videos out, too. And your podcast is a really fun thing to watch that you're just starting, too. So, yeah, we're excited for a lot of the things you're doing, and it's makes people from that particular area, and just this general area, too, very, very proud to be from here, I think.
Yeah, thanks. You can find that at facebook.com/JackTaylor138 if anyone's interested.
Check it out, and of course we've got some links too on our Facebook page. Real quick before you go, did you have a handle on the whole process of making that thing, or did you have a moment or two where you went, oh man, I don't know if are we going to pull this off? Is it going to work, or was it just, it's going to work, we just need to put the man hours in?
Well, we started it a couple weeks ago and just kind of fell off enthusiastically because it was so hard.
Yeah.
But then I saw the weather was coming, and it was going to get warm, and it was going to get rainy, because I wish we would have built this thing a while ago so people can enjoy it, because right now it's a melting mess.
Yeah.
We only got to enjoy it for a day or two.
Yeah.
But the weather really pushed us to get this thing done.
You can see it. It's over on our Facebook page. Wisconsin's tallest snowman is home to Black River Falls, Wisconsin. And Jack Taylor, Taylor Media, the guy behind that, along with the help from some of his good friends and family members. Man, Jack, thanks for coming by and hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, good stuff. Brad Paisley on the way. William Michael Morgan, too. You've got it locked in to COW97.